Hello, everybody. John Anderson Pierre, the Beer and TV Rambling Gambling, looks at Genesee Cream Ale. First time having this legendary beer. The last review I did of Genesee was the Genesee Ice beer, which was released in 1993. I thought it was very good. Not one of the more popular ice beers among the staple of other ice beers like Natural Ice or Bud Ice or Ice House, you know. But anyhow, back to Genesee Cream Ale. Legendary beer came out in 1960, 5.1%. Some site says 5.2% ABV. Again, from Genesee Brewery out of Rochester, New York. It's a 71 score on Beer Advocate, and the Bros give it a 72. It's in the early 70s, which means that it's okay. It's my first time having this beer. I bought a can of this up in New Jersey when I went home to see my folks for Christmas. And I saw it and I said, I got to have it, just like a few other beers that I saw. And that sadly I can't get in this area for whatever the reason because they choose not to get it. Now, my partner, my good friend, Ronald J. Terry, I think he has this down where he is in that part of the country where he lives in Louisiana. Um, I think they do sell this, but I don't get it here whatsoever. So let's take a whiff of the beer. See a little sweetness, a little fruitiness to a little citrus in it. Not much. It's malty, 5.2. See, looks like a nice little glass of champagne. But I'm gonna take a look at the glass. And now the taste. Cream ale ain't bad. Cream ale style is what it is. I had this in the freezer for a little while. My freezer is pretty good. It tends to cool things up pretty quickly and pretty fast. This isn't bad. It's not bad at all. It's a shame. Like I said, it's a shame I can't get this beer in my area. I live in Alabama, near the Gulf Coast, so I'm not far from Louisiana, not far from New Orleans. Of course, we are part of that Gulf Coast region. Mobile. Then you want to go to Pensacola and Destin. And then us, and then you got Moss Point, Pascagoula, Mississippi. And then of course you got good old Louisiana, New Orleans, and Slidell. We're all part of that Gulf Coast region. Near the beautiful waters that is the Gulf of Mexico. I know of another person who I want to do a review for, and this is a Maria Devon, girl next door, sweet lady, one of the sweetest people you'll meet and get to know. This is one of her personal favorites, one of her go-to beers that she likes, and I was gonna post this on her timeline, but as I say, I have it right here. So, um, this is not bad. It's not bad at all. Um, it has a nice finish, little fruitiness, not overly fruity, but you could taste a little orangey, little tangerine type taste and finish to the end. But it's really, I think, more of a lager to me than an ale. But I could be wrong. But it's not bad. So Genesee, of course, as you know, they've been around since 1878. The brewery. At one point, they were called the High Falls Brewery, and then recently went back and changed his name back to the Genesee name, a little more iconic. They've come out. They have this. They have the regular Genesee beer. You got this. You got the Genesee Light, or Jenny Light. It once was. Came out in '78. Um, Part of the whole movement of light bloggers, light beers, like Miller Light and Natural Light and Schlitz Light that came out. Um, of course, Genesee Ice, of course, was part of the ice beer movement that really started in '93, between 1993 and '95, where you had so many of the companies, breweries, were putting out ice beers, So, um, what can I say about this beer? This isn't bad. Actually, it's quite good. Genesee has done some contract brewery. They do some other styles of beer. They also done some contract brewery for a couple of companies. Some that I were not great. One in particular was the Big Flats that was sold at Walgreens stores, which was complete utter garbage. But other beers they have put out, they have some affiliation with La Bette. I believe they bought the company where they distribute or produce their beer. It's still the Labatt name, but they make their beer out of their brewery in Rochester. But Genesee, like Yingling, American owned company, really put out good quality stuff. And now you'll see more of their beers in the Northeast, more so. Again, like I said, I live in New Jersey, or my folks are from. I was born in Jersey, so I never really had any of their beers growing up. When I started drinking in 1997, when I turned 21, well, I've had a few sips here and there before I turned 21, but um, they never I never really tried any of their beers. Whatever we can get our hands on at that time. The King Cobras, from the malt liquors to the Buds and the Meister Browse, or whatever we had to get our hands on at the time. That was what I was drinking around '97, and of course Valentine was one of the first beers I had. That's my first beer when I bought when I started drinking legally. Um, but Genesee, I never really tried Genesee Cream Ale or any of their other beers. I was, just never was something I went ahead and like gravitated towards. But um, quality is something that I would reading, looking, doing a little research before I started reviewing this beer on their website is quality is very important, which is with all the beer companies. Quality really stands out. Miller from Anheuser-Busch InBev, Coors, you know Yingling. I mean, it's top-notch quality, quality, and cleanliness, and that they're not giving you, crap. So, yeah, it's a shame we can't get this down here, man. It's like a lot of beers. It's like I have to. I wish like every week I have to go home, and I wish I could go home every week and go do a complete beer run and load my truck and I mean, excuse me, load my little Toyota Camry '96. I don't know if it can make it up to New Jersey. Maybe. Uh, it is a Toyota, right? So, um, pack all these beers that I can't get down here. Go up there and get it. Heck, maybe it goes far up to Georgia, maybe North Carolina. I don't know. They still got legislators in the state and all their bullshit. Oh, we can have this beer. Well, well, we need to cut. Well, we shouldn't get. I don't know. Maybe distributors. I don't know. So whatever sells here is what they get. Uh, so, what can you pair this beer with? It doesn't really say, but for an ale, I was thinking more so like a good steak would go good with this. Um, I don't want to use barbecue, but maybe barbecue. barbecue ribs. Maybe I don't know that maybe the palate might be a little too strong, but I was thinking maybe a good steak would go well with some potatoes and blue cheese crumbles on the steak. Mashed some potatoes, baked potato with a little bit of some sour cream butter, a little cheese, shredded cheese, um, and like some steaks, some mushrooms, blue cheese crumbles, and nice onions. You know, that will I think will go well with this. You know, Obviously also a bottle of Merlot would go well, or I mean glass of Merlot. Excuse me, I said bottle. No, glass of Merlot or um, Cabernet, but this could go well with that. Some barbecue. You know, will go very good with this beer. I really like this a lot. Really do. It's a very solid beer, and I can see why those like this. And Maria Devon, I see why you like this beer too. So, yeah, this is really good. I'm really enjoying this one, and it's can't say anything bad about this. I'm gonna give this thing a 9.5. I think that's a good score. I'm gonna say it's okay, but I think a 9.5 is really, really makes this beer just good. Um, um, and when you go down with it, even it's like I don't know the color. I'm just really amazed by the color of this beer. It's not your everyday compare some of the other ales out there, but this is really nice in this glass here. Really amazed by this. So, um, this would be I can see why it's an everyday beer. I think it is really good and very superb. So, nine, like I said, 9.5 for me for this one. Nice feel, nice crisp finish, really good. Tell me your comments and thoughts on Genesee Cream Ale. Is it for you? You like it? You've had it before? Where you can get it? I can't get it in Alabama. I don't know where. If you're from Alabama and you know where I can get this beer, leave your comments on the bottom. Excuse me. And tell me what you think about this. And you had this before. But anyhow, solid 9.5 for me. Jonas and Pierre, the beer TV rambling. And keep watching, and as always, cheers.